Amazon FBA is a loaded journey, and for those of you just starting out, there's going to be a ton of different traps that you do not want to fall for. It's easy to get information overload when starting Amazon FBA.
It's almost too much for me to handle right now.
There's a ton of different videos, courses, people, Instagram stories, TikToks, all these different stuff telling you about Amazon FBA.
It's too much.
There's a ton of different things that people are doing, whether it's retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, wholesale, private label, all these different ways that people are making money with Amazon, even down to Amazon affiliates. The fact of the matter is you need to pick one method and stick with it. And when we're talking about the models that we talk about here, such as RA, OA, and wholesale, where you're selling name branded products, where you're buying them somewhere else for less and selling them on Amazon for more using FBA and FBM, you need to make sure that you don't fall into the three main traps that Amazon sellers fall for when they're just starting out. The first misconception that a lot of people have is that they can just spend their money on one specific product. As overall of a concept, that's the number one thing that you can actually lose money with Amazon FBA, is not going wide and going too deep on specific SKUs. When you're first starting out, you want to test a million different products, and that's an exaggeration, but you want to test as many different items as you possibly can. You want to learn why they're working, learn why the ones that don't work are not working. You want to figure out what the holes are and what you're doing and find as many different items that you can test to see how they're selling, test and make a few mistakes on. And the best way to do that without losing a ton of money is to invest your time into looking for more and more and more different items and testing them, rather than wasting your money on a lot of a single SKU where you have a high chance of losing money and starting right back at square one, or even worse than square one, being out money. The second biggest trap that people fall for when they're starting Amazon FBA is the bottom line is you cannot make money with this business when you do not spend money on product. I'm going to say that again. You cannot make money with Amazon FBA if you do not invest money on product. What does that mean? You don't want to get a ton of softwares. You don't want to get a ton of guidance. You don't want to get all these different things that are going to cost you money that are not going to generate direct ROI dollars when you're first starting out in the beginning. If you want to make money with this business, use what we learned from the first trap and buy a bunch of different items and continue to spend money on product. Obviously, I'm not saying to go and waste a ton of money on buying, a truckload full of inventory before you know what you're doing, but you want to buy products over and over and over again and spend money, because the direct ROI in this business is how many dollars you're spending on inventory every single week, day, or month. The bottom line is if you're not spending money on product, prepping it, sending it off to Amazon FBA and selling through that inventory, you are not making money, and you also are probably losing money on your software subscriptions, on your storage fees, and on time that you're wasting doing whatever else you're doing for this business that's not generating you revenue and profit. The final trap that a lot of people fall into when they're first starting Amazon FBA is they're not willing to put time into building relationships. When you're talking about wholesale, building relationships means you're calling distributors up, you're placing purchase orders to test products, you're not trying to make profit on the first order or a ton of profit on the first order, and you're really spending the time to learn how reps work and learn how their business model works to build out a long 6, 12, 18, 24-month relationship. The second piece of the puzzle is you're not willing to put in and build relationships with other like-minded individuals that are doing Amazon FBA. You are not going to meet Amazon sellers on the street in your day-to-day or when you're going to Walmart to buy your groceries or whatever else that you're doing every day. You're not going to meet them at work most of the time. The matter of fact is you need to be talking to other Amazon FBA sellers, seeing what they're doing, watching videos, and learning from their mistakes. That way you can then subtract wasting your time on making the same mistakes and your money and trying to build your business better. The minute that I started actually connecting with others that were doing this, I started learning more than I've ever learned out of experience. It fast tracks success, and it's a good way for you to be able to network. No, you don't need to be giving each other your store names or giving away your suppliers or anything like that, but learn what people are doing, learn how they're getting over objections with wholesalers or finding more products or building their systems or VAs, and learn from what didn't work for them. So just to recap, we want to make sure that we're going wide and not deep when we're buying product, meaning we're buying a ton of different product and not a ton of one product, and spending our time rather than our money looking for more items. The second thing that we learned in this video is you are not going to make money with this business unless you're spending money on product. This is a spend money to make money game, and you need to be spending money on product as number one focus in order to make money. And the third trap that people fall into in this business is they're not spending time building relationships that are going to make them more money as time goes on and help them grow their business. If you don't want to fall for this third trap, make sure you click the link down below and join our Discord. Don't worry, it's free. and you can connect with other like-minded Amazon FBA sellers who are both just starting out, as well as sellers doing as much as 6 and 7 figures a month with their Amazon FBA business. That's it for this video, and thank you for your business.